It's like I'm from England because I've got this hat on. Nah, I'm just kidding. That's not true. What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to teach you guys about infrasound. Infrasound is something that occurs naturally, and it can also be generated. We'll get more on that later, though. What it is there's just like dog whistles and some of those fun ringtones that everybody loved to dick around with in high school and piss everybody off in the middle of class that was only certain people could hear because they were really high pitch. Just like there's a high pitch end of the spectrum of the sound waves, there's a low pitch end as well. Infrasounds between like 7 and 19 hertz, I believe, are the magic numbers there. And that's noises that our ears can pick these up, but we can't actually hear them. And they have some interesting effects on the human body. One of them, at certain frequencies, you can actually cause damage to the body. Apparently, in the 50s, I believe, there was a Russian scientist who, when working in his robotics lab, would hold these pipes next to his assistants' heads, and they would be vibrating, creating infrasound, and apparently their ears would bleed. I don't know if that's true, but it would definitely have some negative effects if they were hitting these certain sound waves. Why would our bodies, though, be able to pick up these sounds that we can't actually hear? Volcanoes, earthquakes, things of that can generate these low waves that would be good for us on an evolutionary standpoint to pick up on, so we would know to prepare. Oh, something bad is happening. A tiger's growl even can generate frequencies that are too low for us to hear, but we will pick up on. That kind of creeping through the forest thing and scaring people. What kind of effects could this have on the human body? It can do a number of things. One, like I said, it can damage you. Two, it can generate fear. Like, you can just become terrified from these low noises. Nausea, headaches, things like that, anxiety, depression can all come from these infrasounds. So the government, well, our government and other scientists have experimented with this as well. And one experiment, they just blasted infrasound out into an audience at a concert while they were enjoying themselves. 22% of these people actually reported being like terror and depression and just incredible anxiety during the concert. Inexplicably to them, infrasound. But John, your video is titled Ghosts. I know what my video is titled. I will explain to you why it's titled that now. A researcher named Vic Tandy, while working in his lab, had gotten these reports from people about seeing ghosts in the lab. So after doing some research, he realized it was always in this one part of the lab. So he goes over there, decided to do some research. After several bits of experiment, he had gotten to a point where he had clamped a piece of metal in a vise and noticed that it would start vibrating on its own. Turns out one of the silent fans in the ventilation system was actually generating infrasound and was causing what's called smeared vision. That's when certain frequencies, was at 18.9 hertz, so just at the end of the spectrum, would cause the eye to vibrate, not noticeable to us, but it would cause things like a mote of dust, something static, your glasses frame, to smear itself across your vision, and would look much larger and like a moving object, which he came to the conclusion people were reporting as ghosts. To do a little more research, he went to a haunted abbey that I believe was nearby the lab. I'll have a link to this article, actually, in the pants. And he went to this abbey and was doing research where people were supposedly just feeling terrified if they went to the cellar, seeing ghosts, becoming nauseous. And as it turns out, he's doing some numbers and punching and things like that. This abbey is just making this perfect resonation chamber that was hitting right again at the 18.9 hertz. And that's why this video is titled Ghosts. And that's what I think ghost reports probably are. I'm not saying that there aren't ones that could be real. I am a fantasy reader. I like that kind of stuff. But I'm also a science fiction reader. And in science fiction, there is science. So I think that's pretty cool. What's more terrifying, or what's worse though, ghosts proper, like spiritual ghosts, that's pretty terrifying, and personally. But isn't it more terrifying that a person could go on the internet with the right amount of time and resources, could essentially make a gigantic infrasonic generator, a terror machine, essentially. Just mount that in your truck and drive it around. It doesn't affect everybody the same way. Not everybody's going to experience terror. But, I don't know, I thought it was interesting. I hope you guys thought it was interesting as well. Read the article. It's pretty cool. There's other information out on the internet as well, if you're interested. Check it out. Maybe one day we can all get together and build a gigantic infrasonic resonator and terrify people. I will catch you guys next week, and you'll catch me next week. I'll see you guys throughout this week. Later.